In 1979, I owned a bathhouse on St. Mark's Place, which was actually the largest bathhouse in the world. And it catered to a group of people who had a very specific way of life. They went to the bathhouse, they went to dance, they lived a very fast-track kind of existence. And they were the people that Robert photographed. The bathhouse was where they went for the hardcore. This is where they went so that they could do this kind of mating dance. This was a place where people were always stripped to the waist, were always looking at each other, where they met each other. A flirtation, a kind of look, touch, but that's it. It was a very primal, direct, and wild place. When I opened this business, Robert was the obvious photographer. Somehow he was able to translate whatever that is, that primal kind of energy, into something that read photographically and appealed to this audience.
You use the word, I think, celebration, but others might say it was a demonstration of decadence.
I think that one man's celebration is another man's decadence. I don't, that's a moral attitude that I can just acknowledge. I can't comment on it beyond that.
It is this period of Mapplethorpe's output which arouses most hostility. Calculated images of aggressive sexuality, coldly observed and empty of moral content.
I think he captured a kind of violence that was sexual, but he was right on the line. That very famous picture of the guy holding the knife, and we don't know what he's doing with the knife, but it's a very dramatic and very exciting, and in very many ways a sexual picture. But I don't think we even know why it's sexual. There's implied violence, and it's scary that we find that sexual. And that's what I mean. He really captured that line. He understood the exact physical nature of the audience and what they wanted to see.
What you seem to be saying then is that Robert Mapplethorpe was one of the main agents for helping a group of people define itself to itself.
I think he was very much an agent for that. He was leading that community, and at the same time he was following something in the community. He was part of the community, and his work reflected being immersed in it.
So you were part of that world? That was the world that you inhabited?
I was a part of it, yeah. Yeah, and that's where most of the time photographers who move in that direction have a disadvantage, I think a disadvantage, in that they're not a part of it. They're just voyeurs moving in on a scene, and with me it was quite different. They were often I had experienced some of those experiences that I later recorded myself firsthand without a camera.